Today I want to talk about Kamala Harris. Kamala Horizontal Harris. I want to go into a little bit of how she got to where she was and who she is and what she is. So we're going to check into a few things here. Alright, this is her, and she is, as you know, the Vice President-elect. Now, her and Sleepy Joe Biden, they're going to try to run this country. Oh, shit. So I'm sure that's going to go. I'm not sure yet. Well, how did she get to this position? Well, she sort of used men like a stepping stone. And you'd call that she slept her way to the top. And this is a little bit of what's going on there. Check this out. Now, this all started when she was working out there in California with, she was an assistant district attorney for San Francisco. And then she met a fella named Downtown Willie Brown. Now, Downtown Willie Brown wore several hats. This looks like his pimp hat. But he is also well known as a prominent politician. He was a member of the assembly and several other positions. Also, he was known as a fixer. Don't know what that means, but don't sound right to me, does it? Sound right to you? Now, eventually, Downtown Willie Brown become the mayor, as you can see in this picture. So then, he was the king of everything. He was the big shit on the block, and he was the one to hook up with. So, she did. Now, Kamala figured out that she could hook up with Downtown Willie Brown there, and since he knew a lot of people, he could probably carry her pretty good ways. So she hooked right up with him. And even though he was married, that didn't matter. He was 60 years old and she was 29. But did that stop him? Nope. It sure didn't. Well, they carried on for a few years there. And during that time, Kamala, she done hooked up with a BMW and some job promotions, and she's getting set up pretty good. Now, since Downtown Willie Brown was the mayor, he hooked old Kamala up with a couple of more positions besides horizontal. She done became an assistant to the medical assistants and unemployment assistants, and she was making $80,000 plus her salary as an assistant district attorney. So she got hooked up pretty good. And then what happened? She got what she wanted, and then
well, we're moving on up, to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky.
Now she done throw Downtown Willie Brown underneath the bus after she decided she was going to run for another office. So she got all she could off of him, but see, like I say, he introduced her to a lot of wealthy people. So she figured if she go around the circle there, she could collect up some money to help finance her campaign. She is even bragging about hooking up with that governor out there, Gavin Newsom, and them going off on vacations and such. Sounded to me like she was bragging about being a hoe and proud of it. That's okay though, but that didn't stop there. So she went on and she became the district attorney there for San Francisco. So then she decided she's going to run for the attorney general for the state of California. She's going to run against this fellow who was a Republican. Cooley was his name, I think. And he was like slated a landslide to beat her down and win that election. And then what happened? Well, after the election, she got to bitching about it. They had to recount the votes. And guess what? 3 weeks later, after recounting the votes, she won the election. She won by 0.08%. And now, here they are. They all want to talk about, bitch about recounting votes and everything, and her do it herself. That's a bit two-faced, don't you think? Well, old Kamala, she's the happiest she could be, putting people in jail left and right just for smoking a joint and such. That's crazy, but she did it. Well, Kamala's career started sort of going downhill because she started getting a lot of ridicule for being so hard on folks. She was even putting parents in jail for truancy and such. It got bad. And then one of her employees got caught stealing cocaine from the district attorney's lab. And so she decided she's going to try to cover it up so she don't get her shit involved in it, and got caught at it. And there was even a situation where she refused to prosecute this man for killing a police officer. And then she decides she's going to go to the police officer's funeral, and Dianne Feinstein, which is another one of the immediate liberals out there, she went to the funeral too, and she got up there, and she got into Kamala Harris's shit for it, and when she did, all the police officers stood up and started clapping and everything and booed her ass right on out of there. And anyway, don't you know that was humiliating for them? No, it didn't bother her, 'cause she's a hoe anyway, so nothing bothers her much. But then people started putting pressure on her because she's putting innocent men in prison. She's been mean to him. She kept one man in prison after he's supposed to get out just to keep him working for the state there. And I don't know what was wrong with her, but I guess she had to hurry up and get right back at it, because apparently she decided she was going to run for president of the United States. So she ended up making her way around the block again and ended up here with Montel Williams, thinking he might give her some money, but nope. Then she ended up with this feller, Doug Emhoff, and he's a millionaire, got all kinds of damn money. What'd she do? She married him. Wouldn't you know it? Well, by then, since she'd already got her, worked her way on up there to the top, getting her a seat in Congress there at the House of Representatives, she decided everybody gonna like her enough that they gonna vote her up for president. No, not really, because folks done started figuring her shit out. See, she'd lie about one thing, then she'd get caught in another lie about something else, and it all caught up with her. She'd do this crazy shit, sort of like this. Check this out.
What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid. That is why we put them in dormitories, and they have a resident assistant. They make really bad decisions.
Do you believe that Americans should have the right to vote at age 16?
I'm really interested in having that conversation. I have to tell you that. I think that there is no question that if we are looking at what is going on in our country, we are putting more responsibilities on people at a younger age. And the larger number of people that we can involve in the electoral process, I think the more robust it would be.
She won't call somebody stupid and then try to collect up their votes. My goodness. But that wasn't all that stopped her, though. Her policies on different things were not in order, such as abortion and stuff like that. And, you know, she's all about this Planned Parenthood and all that bullshit and killing little babies and selling parts. She's just plumb damn crazy. But anyway, she kept on. And she wasn't doing real good, so she got up there on the debate stage, made an ass out of herself, called Joe Biden racist and all that. But what happens? He ends up, well, somebody ends up picking her to run as his damn running mate. Now, ain't that crazy? So here's her and Joe. They're going to start their presidential campaign. So she's front stage America. Of course, you know, here she is bragging about how old she's the first black woman to ever run for office of presidency. No, she wasn't. Shirley Chisholm was, but she's bragging about how she's the first black woman going to be up in there, and how she's the first Asian American woman going to be in there, and the first Jamaican American going to be in there, and the first Indian American going to be in there. What the hell is she? She got so many breeds it's hard to tell. My goodness, I mean, her daddy was Jamaican, her mama was an Indian, but what the hell? On her birth certificate, she listed as a Caucasian. Where did this Asian bullshit come in there? Look at this birth certificate. Now that says Caucasian, and that means white. So I'm sort of wondering, I think her mama's sleeping around too and don't really know who baby daddy is. Cause she's just too many breeds to keep up with there. What the hell? Well, I got news for you, Joe. She ain't black. So, And why'd you pick her? Didn't you say, oh, I'm going to pick a black woman? Wait a minute. That's like racial profiling, isn't it? Sounds a little bit racist to me. If Donald Trump would have said, I'm going to pick a white woman. Y'all been all over his shit, calling him a member of the KKK and racist and all that kind of stuff. And you know he would, because he said he's going to pick a white woman. But Joe Biden's going to pick a black woman, and that's just fine. Because it goes their way, see. That's how that racial profiling is. If it goes somebody's way where they racial profile to get something out of it, well, then it ain't called racial profiling. Then it ain't on the negative side. But if it's racial profiling and they get a little bit out of it, ain't nobody gonna bitch about it then, are they? I think that's how that rolls too, you know it? So camel-toe horizontal Harris has made it all the way to the White House. And that's a little bit of the story behind it. Well, I appreciate you listening to my video. And check out my YouTube channel.